Welcome back. We're in Mount Aspiring National Park and I'm revisiting a waterfall that I've photographed in the past. This little roadside waterfall gets photographed by quite a few people, I think, at least from the opening. To get in to see all of the waterfall, which is what I photographed today, you got to be willing to get about waist deep in water to get to the spot. So that's what we're doing today. Let's go. That was beautiful, just like it was in the past. Not much change. I think the log jam in there changed a little bit, but all in all, pretty much the same as it was a few years ago. I went ahead and photographed a bunch of images to try to stitch together as well. Even though I was shooting on the 23mm in there, it still wasn't wide enough to grab the room, you know. And I call it a room because pretty much is like a room in there. It might be kind of tough to stitch together because I didn't have a nodal point set. But we'll see what happens. You know, I also photographed from further back so we could see the log jam, the waterfall, and there's a beautiful stone in front of the log jam as well that's very pretty. So I incorporated that in part of that image. I also turned around and photographed looking out the canyon. So we'll see how that turns out. There was quite a bit of a difference between the brightness outside the canyon and inside the canyon. So we'll see how that works out. Should be okay. I bracketed a little bit to play around. I always enjoy revisiting spots that I photographed before, especially when there's been a bit of time in between. There's a bunch of reasons why you might want to revisit a spot from the past. For me, I wanted to recreate an image and get rid of a lens flare that was in it. I also wanted to work on some different compositions, but I also wanted to see if anything had changed. You know, here in New Zealand, they get some huge rainstorms that come through, and they can change the makeup of a canyon very easily. Especially this canyon with those log jams. Those log jams could have been blown out, and that would have changed very much how I could have photographed that spot. Sometimes it's not the place that's changed, but ourselves. And that can really have a big effect on how we photograph that location. We might be better photographers, hopefully. Every day, every week, every month, we become better and better photographers. So keep that in mind. You might want to revisit some of those locations from the past. Thanks for joining me today and revisiting this location. Again, if you hadn't seen the video from a few years back, I'll put a link down in the description or somewhere around here. Go ahead and check that out and let me know what you think. All right, that's going to wrap it up for this one. Thanks again for visiting, and we'll see you next time. Take care.